Welcome to the DoubleACS Daily News. Although the winter season is wrapping up, the cold will be with us for a little longer. We spoke with Attleboro Fire Chief Scott LaChance about tips for weathering the cold.
As you know, we've had a lot of real cold weather in early March, which is a little bit unusual, and thought it'd be a good opportunity to talk about some of the safety concerns that we think about here at the fire department during this time of year. One of probably the biggest concerns we have is ice safety and people going out in the ponds and the reservoir and rivers during this time of year, because they see the ice and they think that the ice is thick enough, but it takes a long time for the ice to get thick enough to be safe. So we would certainly caution anybody to stay off the ice, or at least make sure that it's thick this time of year. Especially when we have storms, we get a lot of people using generators when there's power outages. If you use a generator, it's important that you use it outside of the house. Make sure that you don't have it next to an open window, and make sure that it's well ventilated so that you don't get carbon monoxide coming back into the house. The problem with carbon monoxide is there's no odor to it, so it's not really detectable. So you also want to make sure you have working carbon monoxide detectors in your house. Another thing we see with generators is people using them inappropriately when there's a power outage. To have a generator used correctly, it's actually supposed to be installed by an electrician. You're supposed to have a transfer switch, and those are all safety features. And those are important features, because what can happen with a generator, if it's used incorrectly, when the power returns, either the generator can feed power back to the power lines, you could actually injure the linesman working on the lines, or the power can feed back to the generator, which can cause the generator to be damaged. We actually had that happen one of the last storms. We actually had a generator caught on fire, was running outside of a house, and it got going on fire when the generator, when the energy from the power lines came back and fed back to the generator, it actually started a small fire. So you want to be mindful of that too. If you're going to use a generator, it's a good backup supply, but you should take the time to have an electrician hook up a transfer switch for you. The big thing for us is fire hydrants. There's over 2,000 hydrants in the city. We will send firefighters out after a snowstorm to shovel hydrants. We typically wait until DPW has really cleared the streets well, because all that happens is they get covered up again. Most of the hydrants now in the city have large markers on them, so you'll see a tall marker, so they're easy to identify. And we certainly encourage the residents, especially if you're healthy enough to do so, to clear out the hydrants next to your house, so that in the event that we need them, it saves us some of that time. And maybe get some of the neighborhood kids to go out there and do it. It's a good thing for the kids to do. One of the things that we talked about with the Mayor Haro when he set up a pre-storm meeting was to discuss some of the things that we could do to make sure that it would be a little bit easier for public safety personnel to operate. And we made the decision to close the public buildings earlier than later, keeping the non-essential employees off the road. And we also had the superintendent of schools cancel schools very early and proactively, which makes it a lot easier for us. That just reduces the number of people on the roads. It makes it easier for DPW to plow the roads. And when they first stop plowing, their primary goal is to just keep a path clear for public safety vehicles. Many people don't realize that. They think that their initial passes are to keep the roads clear for general traffic, but it's not. It's for the ambulances and the fire engines and the police officers that need to respond to emergencies. So we always encourage people to stay off the roads. If you're a private business and there's not a real need for you to be open when there's a snowstorm, we encourage people to take an opportunity and close their business and let everybody stay home and just be safe.
That's it for today's update. You can watch all of our content by visiting our website, DoubleACS.com, by downloading the DoubleACS mobile app, or visiting the DoubleACS Roku channel. For DoubleACS News, I'm Austin Ricketts.